Activity number N4 of Unit Standard 15217, also that forms part of the STF pack. Now, on this activity, they ask us to complete the template, the WSP and the ATR. Now, we know that the WSP and the ATR, WSP stands for Workplace Skills Plan. So, in other words, you must tell me what are you going to train for the next year in the period from March to April, following from the years to come. Now, ATR stands for Annual Training Return. So that is the training that you've actually done the past year. Now, also, I can't go and say in my WSP, I'm going to train 100 managers, and then at the end of not the financial year, but the period that we report this on, because it runs from March to April every single year. So next year, they're going to ask me, say, listen, yeah, previous year you said you're going to train 100 people. How many people did you train? And if you're going to say only 50, then they're going to short pay you on your mandatory grant because you did not deliver what you said you're going to do. So always under promise and over deliver. So our training plan that we're going to get, the one that you've done in N1 is always going to be more. On the WSP, we're always going to put less on there to make sure the company reads those goals. I don't want them to be short. So those ones you can inflate a bit, but here in N4, we want to put our real ones. So say you must complete a WSP in the ATR for a company, 1,500 employees. You could just make up your own stats there. At least 500 people they want you to schedule on any type of course, do some financial forecast for them, and yeah, just create your own details. The purpose of this exercise is to show you what type of information you will be asked before you can submit it. Okay, now also before we can start, we must know that we can't teach you actually how to do this online, because the only way that you can do this is with the CETAS system. Now the CETAS only open the online databases here from March, sometimes in February, mostly in March. So you only have March and April to register as an STF, to link to a company, and then you get access to the online. I will always advise, if it's your first time, please make sure that you go and register with the CETA. You know, normally here between December and January, they start advertising when are they going to have their training sessions. So the CETAs every single year have in every single region, I have a demo, online training session with the education managers where they teach you how to capture this in the online system. So make sure that you follow your CETAs, the news, especially between December and January, that you get the schedule, that you can go and attend. It's totally free of charge also. Now, again, you're going to be in the same boat as the rest, because in 2019 and 2020, a lot of CETAs changed their databases. So it's going to be new for a lot of people. It's not only for you. But this document we created is an offline document. And by completing this, it will guide you on the type of information they will, want to ask you. So that helps you when you go and visit the company, to get a background on what to ask the company, what information to ask from them, that you are able to go and capture this for them. Okay, there's my Word document. You can also download it from our share folders or Dropbox or Google Drive, whatever method you prefer. And let me just make this a bit smaller that we can see. There's our WSP, just the company's detail. Now remember, you're going to do this online. You're going to capture this on the CETAS database, and you can only do this between March and April every year. So this is a simulation, an offline simulation of the real thing. Put the details in there, say the shoebox company, completed by you. Financial year will be obviously this year and the next year. We always report from March to April every single year. Some detail we want from the company, the skills levy number. A lot of companies, when they new, they don't know their skills levy number. Skills levy number is the number that was issued when you registered your company. So if you don't have this, you can also go and look on your tax submission, your final tax submission. When you submit your tax to SARS, they give you a certificate. It's like a one-page document back to say you've submitted your tax. And the skills levy number, it starts with an L, will also be on that document. So if you miss it, go and look at it on that. Some personal details there, contact details of the company. And one of the golden rules when we start capturing this thing now online is you don't skip any fields. You don't skip any fields. Now, here we're going to see here with A6 here at the bottom. I hope you guys can see that. They ask us what size or how many employees is in the company. Is it 1 to 49? It's a small company. A medium company is 50 to 149 employees. And then a large company is anything with 150 employees or more. Now, if I said, for example, we are 1 to 49, a small company, and just before I want to submit, I go and check. It says, oops, we recruited a new guy now. Sorry, we're not here. We now fall in this category. We're going to put the X in here. Then the system say, okay, you're not a small company anymore, you're now a large company. Let's go and delete all your information that you've captured and give you the form for the medium company. Yes, the forms actually change for small, medium, and large. Larger companies are going to ask for more details, smaller companies for less information. So when you start capturing it, don't skip any fields. Municipality is easy that you can complete. Even here with the regions, if I'm going to say I'm in Limpopo and Gauteng, then the forms is going to build. They're going to build. The system is going to build the forms because now you said you're in 2 regions. So very, very important. You start from the top and you work all your way to the bottom. There's also some equity information and BE status information they want from us. Let's just go to the next page. Detail of the person who completed this form, very, very important. Now, I'm sure you all heard about pay back the money. Now, if the CETAs found that you made a big boo-boo on your WSP and ATR, you lied, you didn't even do this correctly, and I'm talking about big problems now, then they're going to tell you, listen, that 20% mandatory grant that we paid you, you're going to pay that money back. So yeah, the company is going to be very upset about it, and I'm sorry, if I'm the STF, I don't work in your payroll department. So I'm going to say, listen here, the payroll department has given the information wrong to me. So in this case, we're going to say here, the person who actually completed the actual, to gathered all this information, maybe in that company, was the person for that. And then who am I? I'm the qualified STF. So I'm going to put my details in there, but obviously I'm going to say, listen here, there's some sensitive information. I don't work in the payroll, and that particular person here compiled it in that organization. And then we have the banking details here. It's a big boo-boo again. This one here, companies don't want to give you that. I don't think the banks do cancel checks anymore. So now you need to go a bank letter, because if they're going to refund this money back to the company, this 20% mandatory grant, then we need to confirm that the company's banking details is correct. So that is what that is going to get in there. They're also going to ask you for a confirmation of the banking letter. And the next page here, that's the section number B. We have our employment summary, and it's exactly the same information that your BE consultant and the employment equity meeting is also going to ask. Payroll should know this is a very standard basic report. Then you have got our job categories. We can see here male and female, how many male, African, colored, Indian, white in every single category, people with disabilities, and then we also have the age groups here. So that's a normal report that our HR can normally just print just by interest sake. But we just want to get back to here. One of the discussions that we always have in the class is disabilities. Now, the employee must be willing to declare himself as disabled. A lot of disabled people don't want to be declared as a disabled person. So just remember that also. And then there's also a big debate about when are you disabled. So the Department of Labor's definitions say if you're dependent on something to perform your job, then you actually classified as disabled. So in certain ways, if you look at a person that's diabetic, it depends on how serious you are, and if you constantly have to inject yourself while working, then you could be actually classified as disabled. So go and look at your HR people, and those people will know more on these disabilities, when to declare a person as disabled. Also, another one interesting topic that we must remember is any foreigner. Any foreigner, so my friend from Zimbabwe, when he comes into South Africa, then his employment stats is immediately under white, under Caucasian column. So any foreigners gets classified in South Africa as white. That is number B. It's our employment stats. Number C is our scarce skills. Now we know that scarce skills is the jobs that you struggle to fill in your company. You can see it's quite an old template. You can edit those dates there if you want to. So here's all the jobs that you struggle to fill. Now again, we know that the CETAS is going to sponsor scarce skills, and if we write the wrong information on there, then the CETAS is going to sponsor us the wrong courses, or grants, discretionary grants for the next year. So very, very important to always complete this one here, the scarce skill section number C, accurate way as possible. Then our critical skills, that's our top-up skills. I need customer service or Excel training. If you can list them also there on there. And then section number E is the plan training. Now that is our actual WSP, workplace skills plan. So here I'm going to tell the company how many people am I going to train by race group, and all these things. I think the online system, you actually capture the course and some of the race at the same time, so it's much easier. And then there's a detail of the actual program. You can make up these courses yourself. I think the activity set for 500 employees. And then section number F is our actual training report. So that's the people that you've already trained the previous year. You said before, year back, you're going to train them. So now in the online system, when they start, they're going to say, listen here, you said last year you're going to train 100 people. How many did you train? And everything that you're going to be short is going to count negative against your mandatory grant. Mandatory grant is 20%, and it's not to say that you're going to get a total of 20% payment back, because if you're short on your promised figures, they're going to short you. Okay, and that is also our ATR to tell us that is the programs that you've implemented, the amounts, and here's some figures to say how many per race groups you've done. Okay, that's all under this section. And then on section number G is, they're going to ask you general feedback, especially when you're a lot short. When you said, I'm going to train 100 people and you only train 50, why were you short? Not that they're really going to look at that. They're going to just short pay you. So it's very important to plan properly for this. And then obviously the authorized signature. We have an offline one here. You will see with the online systems, when you're going to capture something, you're going to upload all the information. I think most of the CETAS systems work like this. You capture the information and then you say submit. And when you say submit, it grays out. You can't edit it anymore. And you're able to download everything you've captured in the PDF document. So once you download that PDF document, you email it to the company and you ask the CEO to sign the last page to confirm that he's happy with all the information. And that last page, you're going to upload again in the system. So your WSP is not complete when you say submit. It's submit, download the PDF document, get it signed by the CEO, and then upload it, and then only the cycle is completed. So There's the stakeholders, the CEO, and obviously he's also going to confirm there that if any of the information is wrong, that he's more than willing to pay back the money to the CETAs.